Thank you, guys, and welcome, Kyle. Have you, what have you been told about the Heat culture? I'm sure you've seen it when you were here, but what have you been told about it? Because some players will say it's not for everyone.
Um, Basically, I just kind of been told that it's hardworking and it's all about winning. It's all about going out there and trying to be um, you know successful and no matter what the costs are. It's kind of one of the things where you just kind of figure it out as you go. But I haven't been told too much. But I'm just looking forward to being here and the opportunity to try to compete for a championship.
If I can follow up, please, what is your overall impression about getting this deal done and coming to join the Miami Heat?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm not like a crazy, like fiery, yelling type of guy. I'm very, except on the court, but I'm really excited for the opportunity. And I'm not going to talk about it too much. I just want to get out there and be able to do my job at a high level, and try to take this organization back to a level where it was, and get back to a finals where they were a couple years ago, and get some championships.
That it was either going to be just to go home or come here, I guess was that.
There were other options out there for sure. There was other thoughts, and myself and my agent, and we went through some thoughts and things that we could possibly have gone to and have done. But we ultimately decided to figure Miami was the place to be. Honestly, it wasn't a crazy long process, but it was a sharp process, right? And you start the preparation before, all the teams that have cap space, all the teams that possibly can want you. You do all the work before, and then once the opportunity comes, or the teams kind of get there on what was it, August 1st or 2nd, whatever it was. You kind of make a decision and you think about it, and you fill it out and see what's best.
When the season ended with the Raptors, you said that money matters and years matter, but you also said getting another ring matters as well. Bam, Jimmy, Duncan, Tyler, you, other pieces coming in kind of literally as you speak. What's your impression of how good this group can be?
On paper, it looks great, but you got to put the work in on the floor. I don't ever try to say, oh, we can do this or we do that. At the end of the day, you still got to go out there, lace them up, and go out there and do your job. Play defense, score, put the ball in the hole. It looks good, but you got to find a way to put it together. You don't find a way to put it together, then it don't mean jack, right? If you don't put it together the right way, or if the guys aren't on the same page, or this happens, you just got to go out there and do your job. And it could look good, it can sound good, it can feel good, but you got to do it.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, up next we have Ira Winderman, Sun Sentinel. Go ahead.
Kyle, this team is known for recruiting. Dwayne brought in LeBron and Chris. Jimmy said when he saw the way the team treated Dwayne in his final home game, it really moved him emotionally, and Dwayne told him, this is the right place for you. Can you fill us in on how much impact Jimmy Butler had on this decision process for you?
A lot. Myself and Jimmy go back a ways now, and Jimmy, we've talked about this for a long time now, and he kind of was continuing to chirp about it and talk to me about it. But as a true friend, right? He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what decision I made. He was going to support me, but he was really on me about coming to the Heat and kind of fulfilling some things that we've talked about before, and trying to possibly play together. And now that the opportunity is here, I'm looking forward to the opportunity. To actually getting back on his team, and besides the Olympics game, where now we every single day, going to work and battling against other teams in the NBA and trying to get to the highest level.
Some people around here call Pat Riley the Godfather, but in a way, I guess you're the Godfather too. After Jimmy named you the Godfather for his daughter, is this a package deal that you get to be Godfather, but you have to show up at some point in Jimmy's career?
No, that's a good point, but no, it was really him calling me and asking me to be the Godfather was kind of one of the things where it's like, are you serious, man? And, it's an honor for me to be able to to do that and to be a part of his daughter's life, and to be a part of his family and growing family. And he knows that one thing about it is, if anything ever happened, God forbid, God willing, never does, that I'll hold it down. that's an important factor into, myself and him.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, up next, we have Anthony Chiang, Miami Herald. Go ahead.
Hey, Kyle, welcome.
How you doing?
Good. Point guards and centers usually have a pretty symbiotic relationship. Just, from watching Bam and his game, like, how do you feel like you could help him and his development? And how do you feel like his game maybe could complement yours?
Wait, you're kind of say that? Start the question over again.
Point guards and centers usually have a,
Okay.
symbiotic relationship, just in watching Bam and his skills. So how do you feel like you could kind of help him take his game to the next level? And how do you see that on-court relationship kind of, panning out?
You got to give him the floor, right? I've watched Bam, and he can handle the ball. He can make plays. He's super athletic. He's high energy. He wants to win. He's competitive. For me, I think just kind of helping him be in better spots and getting easier looks, right? Getting layups and dunks, and give him the confidence to shoot the 15-footer, when he's open, right? Shooting that little floater, and possibly expanding your game out to the three. For me, it's just about building confidence, and that's a big thing for how I operate. Is I want to build everyone's confidence up to make sure that you're basically feeling like Superman out there, and no matter what the situation is, the time, score, I want you to feel like you can do whatever you need to do to help our team win. And that's what I think I could do for him. And he's going to do a lot for me, right? He's going to give me some open looks. He's going to set good screens. The bigs aren't going to help as much because he's a lob threat. So it's a relationship that can really benefit each other.
How are you going to remember your time in Toronto?
I don't know, Doug. I'm not, honestly, I'm just being honest. I'm not looking forward to that first game coming back because I know I'm going to get tribute and I know I'm going to cry. So I'm not looking forward to it, but how I remember my time there is that it was home, and it really will always be home. The fans, the friends I made, the people I met throughout my time, the relationships I've built, the communities that I helped, and the people that I helped in the communities. It's hard to kind of put that into perspective of one kind of sentence or paragraph. It's a culmination of just a lot of things. And when I retire, I'll kind of go back and really think about everything that I've done for that place. And it's too much to put into words.
Yeah, I got an idea. Good luck, man.
Thanks. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, up next, we have Michael Grange, Sportsnet. Go ahead.
Kyle, great to see you. Congrats on your deal, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You've been through free agency a number of times, and this is the time it ended up. Things kind of were all lining up in your favor. What was that like going through that process where you knew you were going to have your choice? You could make a decision based on things that were important to you. And how appreciative were you of that moment, to all the work you've done to get to this stage where, you could kind of call your shot a little bit?
It just happened to work out that way. And I've always continued to try to put myself in a position to be successful, whether that's on the court or off the court. And, throughout the whole process, people think like free agency is such a great time. It's stressful. It's stressful, man. It's tough to make a decision on where you're going to be moving and uplifting or uprooting your family, and kind of, being in part of one organization, knowing how the ins and outs work in one organization to move it to another organization, right? Finding houses, schools, and all that stuff. It's a tough decision, and it's really kind of nerve-wracking. And for me, it just was like, I sat back and watched it, and the opportunity for me, to be wanted, it was cool, right? Because I put myself in a position to show people that I'm a winner, and no matter what happens, I'm going to try to help a team win. And to be wanted is always a great feeling, no matter what the situation is in life. To be wanted is a good feeling.
Appreciate it, Kyle. Stay healthy and have a great summer.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, up next, we have Josh Lewenberg, TSN. Go ahead.
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Josh? How you doing, short man? Tall guy.
I'm actually 6'7" now. I grew since the last time I saw you.
Hey man, you can't be lying on Zoom. You got a lot of people in here. That's crazy. All right, well, if you 6'7",
I'm not on camera.
Hey man, if you 6'7", I'm 22.
Well, listen, congrats to you and your family. I know you mentioned earlier that the Raptors are in good hands. I don't know if you subscribe to the whole face of the franchise thing, but Fred sort of seems like a natural successor in a bunch of ways, obviously positionally and in terms of his leadership qualities. Why do you think, I'm not even going to ask if you do think, why do you think that he's ready for this responsibility?
Well, I think last year, he kind of, he got paid, and I think he took more of a leadership role on last year. And I think he was, continuing and started to kind of understand that, at some point I wouldn't be there to be the leader or the guy. And him and he kind of took on the vocalness of a little bit more, right? He started to do a little bit more talking, a little bit more coaching, a little bit more mentoring, a little bit more, kind of being a part of the coach's, game plans. You guys seen it when you watch the games, the huddles, and starting to learn that he was possibly going to be in a situation that I've been in the last 9-8 years. And I think he's just ready, right? He's been, undrafted, under-recruited, overlooked. He's done all those things. And so for a guy like that who knows what it takes to where you come from undrafted to being a third string, or not even know if you're going to make the team, to the third string point guard, to the second string backup point guard, to the starting point guard, and to being a champion, you can kind of feel the work that you put in. He put in a lot of work to be in that spot and to be able to, carry a large load on his shoulders. You come from the situation he comes from, and similar to me, it's like, I know what I've done, and I know the work I put in, and I know the situation that I'm going to be in, and I'm ready for it, to take the charge and to be that guy.
Thanks for everything, man. Best of luck in Miami.
No problem, man. Thank you, Josh.
All right, up next, we have Ethan Skolnick, 5 Reasons. Go ahead.
Hey, Kyle. It took you a bit of time to kind of find the perfect place for you in the league, and it turned out to be Toronto. It seems like that's happened for Jimmy in Miami to a certain degree. Where does the bond for the two of you come from? Why did you become such close friends? And I know you mentioned you have played together, All-Star and USA, but how do you think you'll be on the court between the two of you playing every day together?
Fiery. That's how it's going to be on the court every day. But, I think just having a common interest in the love of the game and how hard we work and how much we want to win. I think that was kind of like the first kind of, us being on the same page. Like, this guy really wants to play hard, and the competitive nature of trying to not let each other score, kill, help our teams win, do whatever it takes to win. That is where your relationship is started, because there's a common interest in winning, and that's all we're both about, is winning. We talked about it, and then we just kind of got really cool. And when you find someone that's just genuine, and genuine about who they are and what they want, and it's very as blunt as Jimmy is, as you guys know. It's a good feeling to have somebody that just don't care. Like, he's gonna say what he wants, he's gonna say what he feels, and if you as a man, I respect that. And as he should do what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to speak his mind and not hold back. Sometimes he may be a little bit super aggressive and assertive, but that's where I come in to kind of let him yell at me, and I'll kind of relay the message a little bit more.
And Kyle, just to follow on that, Jimmy's pretty much served as the point guard in a lot of situations for this team as a starter. I know Bam has handled, others have handled. But how will that kind of fit? Because obviously the ball's been in your hands quite a bit over the course of your career. You think that'll be an easy fit in terms of you blending those responsibilities together?
Whatever we both need to do to get done, like there'll be opportunities where he still will be bringing the ball down and he'll want me to come off the ball, right? That's one thing. And then two, I put him in a position where he doesn't have to work as hard. Right, I don't want him working as hard to try to bring the ball down. I want him to get to a spot, his mid-range, and get to where he needs to get to so he can just get to his free throws, his jump shot, his layups, you know, and conserve as much energy as possible. You know, this is a long marathon, long season, and you don't want, you know, one of your best players, probably your best player, to wear out. You want him to be, you know, strong going through the long, vigorous ups and downs of the season and throughout a playoff run.
Right up next, we have Brendan Tobin, 790 The Ticket. Go ahead.
Hey, Kyle. Welcome to Miami.
Thank you.
Aside from Jimmy, what were the conversations like with Pat Riley and Spo, just to give you that level of comfort that this is a place you wanted to be, and what were they expecting out of you with those first talks when this was all happening?
It wasn't much of that, you know, because it was, you know, sign and trade, so it wasn't really much of that at all. But I know who they are. Me and Spo kind of go back to the NBA Africa games, and you know, me and him always had a mutual respect for each other, and I really, you know, his passion is, you know, one of a kind. So I've always looked at him as one of those guys that, you know, really coached the team hard, but he really stood up and picked, you know, really fought for his team. But other than that, you know, it wasn't many conversations. I'm sure there will be a lot more to come. But other than that, you know, I'm looking forward to those conversations to be, you know, had.
Right up next, we have Cooper Moorhead, Heat.com. Go ahead.
Hey, Kyle, welcome.
Thank you.
You know, you mentioned this team looking good on paper, and you have to go out and prove it and all that. And on paper, this does look like a group that would be well suited to not just the regular season, but the postseason. What do you think the identity of this group is going to look like? What is it actually going to look like on the court?
You tell me. Like, seriously, I mean, you just look at the paper and you can kind of figure out what the guys we got. So I think, you know, I'll let you guys write about that and figure that part out, because I know we want to be. So, you know, we got to do it. So much as we can say, I can say it to you, but yeah, it don't matter. We got to do it. And I think people know what we're going to be.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Right up next, we have Shannon Irish, Heat TV. Go ahead.
Hi, Kyle. Welcome to Virtually Meet You. Welcome to
How you doing? All right. Thank you.
You've obviously been very immersed in the community in Toronto and in your hometown of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
What are you feeling about, you know, making Miami your home and really embracing the community and really bringing, you know, a lot of your foundation work here to Miami?
I'm looking forward to it, you know, and for me, it's about, you know, going back to the neighborhoods and growing and seeing the people of the kids like I grew up, right? You know, that might not have all of the things, it might not have everything given to them or earned, or, you know, given to them still on a silver spoon. I want to go into the community, into the neighborhoods of, you know, toughness and grittiness, and see the kids of my skin color and help them, you know, because, you know, they are a little bit, probably is not, you know, they got to work a little bit harder. And I look forward to being able to kind of give back and to help and to have a face like, you know, a face like theirs in the communities.
All right, Kyle, that's it. Thank you again, and welcome to the Heat family.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.